Welcome to the channel, A31 Avo. Back again with another live demonstration, and this time it's a Honey Babe miniature peach. Have the budwood right here, check it out. It's looking healthy. A lot of bud swell and good bud expression. So they're looking pretty good. Not on the lower half, but we're gonna go with the top half. And take a look. Honey Babe. Honey Babe miniature peach by Zager Genetics and Dave Wilson Nursery Distribution. Let's take a look. Delicious yellow freestone peaches from a genetically dwarfed tree that reaches only 5 to 6 feet. Medium-sized fruit, juicy, sweet, and tasty. The compact, close-noted growth affords a spectacular flower display in spring. Branches completely covered with bright pink blooms. And in the Central Valley, it's gonna be July, the second half of early mid-season. So from 6:20 to 7:20, and then it's saying it's the second half. So I'm saying July. That's in Modesto, California, Central Valley. We can expect it to be maybe a couple weeks later, maybe even a month. But yeah, that's the Honey Babe peach. I have this tree in bush form, but it's going on to this right here. And this is already a multi-graft. This is already a multi-graft, but I like this a little bit better. See, now mine just fills out a bush, and that's fine with me, but this one is standardized. They're using their rootstock, and then they actually grafted onto it at 2 feet. At 2 feet, and this is already a multi-graft. There's Necta Babe, miniature peach, Necta Babe, full-size, attractive, tasty fruit from a heavy-bearing, genetically dwarfed tree that reaches only 5 to 6 feet. Mid-season yellow freestone. So that's the deal right there, freestone. That means the stone's gonna come off free, so you're gonna be able to can and do the jams easily. Just splice them in half, and the stone should come out. With sweet, rich, delicious flavor, Necta Babe gives it a spectacular spring flower display. Branches completely covered in bright pink blossoms. Prune tree to maintain open center for good air circulation and sunlight penetration. And again, early mid-season in Modesto, California. So we can expect maybe a month later. Okay, that's the Necta Babe. And then there's the Pixie miniature peach. And let's read that. Genetically dwarfed tree reaches a height and width of about 6 feet. Large yellow freestone fruit, has beautiful red over orange skin, flavorful of tree. Ripe fruit is at its best right after picking. Genetically dwarfed peaches and nectarines are also first-class ornamentals, handsome shrubs due to their compact growth and dense foliage. A spectacular flower display in spring when the branches are completely covered in bright pink blooms. For easy care and harvest, the tree may be kept under 10 feet. And same thing, this is going to be even earlier. Early, first half of the early mid-season. Again, in Modesto, California. So take a look. So this is going to be a complete walkthrough. I haven't done anything to the tree. I haven't root trained. Okay, sometimes you got to prune root, like bad roots, like these right here. So it goes from thick and then thin, and then I'm sensing something gooey right there, so I'm just going to cut it off. But back at the canopy. Let's train, and then I'll show you where I'm gonna graft. Okay. So you always want outward swooping, and I'm gonna cut this on inward vertical. This is inward most vertical. Again, it's inward, and it's the most vertical. You want to prefer outward swooping. And if you could even train the limbs to go a little bit more horizontal, even better. Okay, so right here, I don't even want these buds. So knock those out, and then I'm gonna cut right there. 45-degree angle so that the water slopes away. Okay, this is a wimpy branch, and on overlap or not overlapping, but just kind of parallel and heading in the same direction, I'm gonna favor the bigger one, the stronger one already. So this one right here is gonna be a thinning cut at the branch's base. And then there's a bud right there. I don't want that either. All right, this on inward most, and this on inward, wrong direction. All right, and then to shape this, I want this as high as this. Even then, this is gonna get decapitated right there. So now I want it as tall as this. And then I'm gonna go over about the same height, and I'm looking for an outward facing bud. Let's see, outward facing bud about the same height as this one. Let's look for one that's kind of expressed, and they're pretty bad. There's that one right there, but look how it wants to fall out. So I'm gonna have to go a little bit higher, and that's okay. I'm gonna go higher where there's several of them. I'd rather be safe. So yeah, look, 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. One, there's just plenty is what I'm trying to say. And then most of them outward facing. So let's just go right there. Okay, and then this is where I'm grafting. This is where I'm gonna attach onto. All right, on this half is the Necta babe. And right here, I'm just gonna thin cut right here and eliminate wimpy branches, and then the ones that are going in the wrong direction. And then that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. This is definitely stronger. It wants to run away with the vigor. I don't want to take off too much. I'm just gonna head. Just decapitate the crown. All right, that's it. Again, I didn't even decapitate that, but I took something off over here. And now, this is where I'm grafting. I'm gonna try to line up. So take a look, this is the budwood, and I'm gonna cut right there. And then right here, you try to line up. And then on this one, on inward most, I'm gonna prune this right here. So this scion budwood is kind of like a fork, and that's okay. Now it just got a shape so that it stays out of each other's way. I'm gonna decapitate. There. Look to see where it lines up. Again, not trying to intersect over here. I'm gonna run it like that. So it's gonna go like this. Cut that at an angle because I'm about to cut the whips. I'm about to cut the whips. So here you go. If you langle it, it'll seat in that notch better. This is what I'm talking about. It's gonna go right there, okay? And here we go. This is the Scion. It's gonna cut the whip for me. So look, you seat it right there. There's a notch right there. You seat it right there. And look, reference where you are, because you could swing it long whip, short whip. But look, I'm gonna go right there. There's these two like oil stains on my blade, and I like it because I could use them as reference. So I'm gonna go right there, and that's the whip right there. And now you want to marry. So like that. I want the whip on the inside. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, I want the whip right there. Clear the little cache right there. Seat it. Again, same thing right between those oil marks. And there it is. Okay. Those are the two whips, you see? And you could do that. You could do a splice graft, but I don't do splice. I do whip and tongue. So look, 1, 2, 3, and it's a little tight, but it's gonna work. I'm going right there. Top third of the blade. Dig, rock, 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 rock. Careful. If you're gonna cut yourself, it's gonna be right here. You're just gonna run into your hand. Careful, rock, rock, slow, 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 slow. Move your fingers out of the way. Rock, 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 rock. All right, that's good. The depth of the blade. And then right here, same thing. Lower third, top third, and then lower third, mid third, and then top third. Same thing right there. Dig. And rock, 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 rock. Watch your angle. Just dig a little bit. Just keep rocking, keep rocking. And there. So I went from I dug at the top third and dug down to the mid third, the depth of the blade. Okay, and then separate. So wiggle, wiggle. See how I'm kind of pivoting it? So that's just lifting the tongue. All right. Set your knives down. And now the marriage. Let's see. Let me turn it so you guys can see. You're gonna try to dig the tongues into each other. Just have them make out. Hold on, hold on. You guys didn't see that. Hold on, hold on. There it is. Again. Sorry about that. Hold on. Their roots are in the way down here. All right, here we go. So once again, see, whip and tongue. And that's it. There's a little bit. The host branch, I might have cut the whip a little too long, but it's okay, because I'm going to properly seal. And then I always slightly kind of kick out. I cheat it. When you cheat it, again, there's so much contact right here. I don't even need to cheat it, honestly. And I'll show you, because there's going to be contact right there, guaranteed contact right there. And there's so much contact on the whips. And same thing on this side. Sorry about that. Look, see, they're intersecting. The cambium layers are intersecting. That's guaranteeing me contact for sure. Okay, so now this is a 3-in-1. 2 peaches on the peach axis, honey babe, pixie, and then on the nectarine axis is just the one, the nectar babe. So now this is a 3-in-1, all freestone and dwarf. Again, the rootstock's at 2 feet. These varieties are around 5 to 6 feet. So 2 plus 6, 8 feet, all within reach. Easy harvest. Papita. Anyways, I gotta seal this up because it's drying. Electrical black tape, easy. Okay. So easy, our ancestors used to do this. Not rocket science, all right? Hold on, I'm trying to maximize the contact here. At first, just to secure it. Just to secure it, okay? And then the second or third go, start tightening it up. And then if you gotta cut those buds, cut the buds. Just because I really want the tape to hug. So yeah, clear your buds just so that the tape hugs. Hey, Johnny. Good job. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is your tree. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, Carol's going to appreciate the fact that they're freestone. So you just got to splice these in half. And she's going to be able to do all the jams, all her pies, without having a slice. Lil Palm, 6765. Hi. Okay, and that's it. Now, just slip your tag. Slip your tag. So this is the Honey Babe Miniature Peach going on a standardized lollipop multi-graft. Okay, normally these are peach bush forms. But this one right here, they gave it a standardized form by giving it a longer rootstock. They gave it like a neck. So that's going to be good because you don't want to be crawling around and crouching. This is going to basically give your fruit like within like low arm reach. And at the highest point, again, 5 or 6 feet above the 2-foot rootstock. So 7, 8 feet. Still well within reach. But again, this is now a 3-in-1. 2 peaches. It's the Pixie Miniature Peach. Now the Honey Babe Miniature Peach. And a Necta Babe Miniature Peach. I'm thinking these ones have to be related maybe with the Babe. babe, babe. But again, fuzzless, it's a nectarine. Little fuzz, it's a peach. But the tree profile is gonna be the same. You're gonna get fruit on year 1 budwood. Nice, I did that with the okay plant before, and it made the plant have 2 different kinds of flowers. Hey, congrats, bro. That's cool. Yeah. So that's it. This tree came off. Let's thread it. Ooh. And just label. Jung Kim 6745, thank you, good work. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. If you appreciate it, give me that thumbs like. You know I do giveaways, and right now it's grafting season, bare root grafting season. Take a look. So again, a 2-in-1, and this is the first time these trees have come through my local nursery, so I wanted to get a hold of them, and then I attached a third variety, and then again, patent expired, so we're good. We're free to propagate it. No royalty fees, no licensing fees, and that's the tree right there. Let me see if I can give you. Hey, appreciate it, appreciate it. Let me see if I can give you guys a good view of the tree, but yeah, that's it right there. So we're gonna have the honey babe coming this way, the 2 axes of the pixie going that way, and then these 3 is gonna be nectarine. All right, stay tuned. I'm gonna plant this tomorrow, and then I'm always gonna be doing video updates on its progress, how it breaks dormancy. We're gonna spray too, how it breaks dormancy, how it blooms, how it flowers. This is another one for the channel. All right, stay tuned, and thank you everyone for watching. Peace. Thank you.